Hey there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be where you are. Welcome back to my stream. My name is Jeff Fritz, and today is, what day is today? Today is January 8th, 2019. We're going to write a little code today. Hey, let's say hello to some of our friends over there in the chat room. There's Rambling Geek, Lannon BR. Hello, hello. StreamDeck, yes. That's the agenda for today. We'll take a look at that. Robert Tables, hello, and thank you so much for that Tier 1 sub 4 months in a row. 2019 is already off to a great start. Thank you, Robert Tables. I appreciate that. Winter Mute, hello. I Love Code is here. I love code too. I love code. That's so meta. Okay. Hey, Turrican, good to see you. One of us, yes, Lannon. Good to see you. Silverlight 1042, good morning. Carrie Payette's here. Hey, Carrie, good to see you. Hope everybody's having a good time out there in Ohio at Code Mash is going on right now, an event at the Kalahari Water Park, indoor water park in Sandusky, Ohio. Turrican, thanks so much for that subscription with your Twitch Prime. I really appreciate you bringing that here. And of course, if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you can turn that into a Twitch Prime subscription free. It'll let you subscribe to one channel. It'll remove all the ads on that channel. If you bring that here, I'll match that subscription and we'll make a donation to Black Girls Code. And you'll also get the .NET bot that you can use everywhere. Everywhere emotes are accepted here on Twitch. Hey, there's let me make sure I say your name right. Is that T-Mac? Is here. Hello, DNet78, Winter Mute. I'm doing great. I am so excited today. I woke up feeling good. Got on my elliptical machine, put in a half-hour workout. I'm feeling excited today. I'm really looking forward to this. Hey, DJ Vortex, Developers Garage. Good morning from the Midwest. Good to see you. Thanks so much for tuning in. All right, let's do a quick recap. There was a little bit of news that happened over the last day or two. I want to make sure that I talk about it with you, and I need to share one or two things. Cotton, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. Yeah, there we go. And Fierce Kittens is here. We're not going to write any JavaScript, Fierce Kittens. I promise. We're going to read some C++. So I don't know. For those of you who might not have caught Fierce Kitten's stream last night, she made it clear that those elite developers. Thank you, RH Sumner, for the sub. I really appreciate that. We'll match and make a donation to Black Girls Code. Yeah, you're a real programmer if you program in C++. Now, okay. Full credibility here to Fierce Kittens. She is a game developer, works for a tremendous game studio, and she's got the cred, team. She's really got some good stuff there. JavaScript is not on her radar. So I want to talk about a couple of really cool things that have happened over the past day or two, and also I want to share a survey and give you an update on some things that are going to be coming up. Yes, we're going to bring on the Elgato Bitwhacker. We'll get there. Let me do a little update, and then we'll get into today's project. So there we go. Check this out. New year, new GitHub. Unlimited free private repositories from GitHub. This is phenomenal. So you don't need to pay GitHub. You don't need a big enterprise account if you want to have private accounts. Now, you can only have 3 collaborators on your free private account, but check it out. GitHub for free. That's way awesome. You've got to get your hands on that. Yes, I am a Microsoft employee. I am wearing my Microsoft hat today. I am on the .NET team. I do work on Visual Studio. GitHub is not my side of the house, but I am thrilled as a longtime GitHub user and as a one-time subscriber. It is tremendous for our community. I didn't even start playing our music today. Let me get the music playing. I'm so excited to get into our code today. I didn't even think to play music. You know what? Today let's play Yellow. This is from our friend Carl Franklin. This is music that's scientifically designed. It's engineered to get you focused, get you in the groove on whatever it is you might be working on. So it's designed to help everything just fade away and get you in the flow. We want to thank Carl for supporting the stream and allowing us to listen to his music here. check out his music and there's like 18 songs like this at musictoflowby.com. Yes, Microsoft is doing some great stuff with the new leadership. It is really, really cool. 3 contributors to your private repositories. Yes. So, 6 contributors. Yep. If that's a little bit over, but it's free. If you go, I mean, $7 a month. If you've got a good sized team like that, that's not bad at all. All right. What happens if you already pay? I don't know. That's a really good question for the GitHub folks. I would click through, and if you already pay, you get unlimited collaborators. Nothing really changes for you. You still have the same features. It's really if you have a private, very small team. So, hey, thanks, Project Zero to Hero. Compliments on the cap. All right. The next thing that I wanted to share with you is from some of our friends on the Visual Studio team. Let me go over to the bigger view here. They introduced a new feature called IntelliCode. You saw a little bit of it at Ignite, a heck of a lot more of it at Connect if you follow those things. And this is artificial intelligence that runs inside of Visual Studio Code. Inside of Visual Studio, analyzes your code and tries to figure out what's the best, most common methods that you might use while you're writing code. They've got a survey that they'd like us to fill out. I'm going to copy and share this link here in the chat room. Please do the team a favor. Check out the survey. Fill it out if you tried out IntelliCode. Even if you haven't, let them know what you think, because they're growing the feature. They want to help you be more productive. It's a very simple survey. There it is. 13 questions, and you're going to be able to bounce through this pretty quick if you're a Visual Studio or a Visual Studio Code user. So check that out, and they want to join us for a pair programming stream and talk more about IntelliCode and some of these productivity features they're building. We're going to have them on either later this month or maybe early February, and we'll talk more about Visual Studio in the weeks ahead. All right, so that's what's going on there. So check that out. That's from our friends Allison Buchholz, and this was retweeted by our friend Mark Wilson Thomas. So check it out. I love the Hades GIF. All right. We had a pull request. There was a suggestion during our last time together to create some sort of a project command, to have the bot be able to say, here's what Jeff's working on, because we get this question when we get about half hour, 45 minutes in this stream. Hey, Jeff, what are you working on? What's going on? What's new? What's happening? And our friend Bardaki, who was watching, said, I'm going to go and work on that, and put together a pull request to address this. So you'll be able to issue a project command, and moderators can set, or myself, I've got a very unhappy dog in the other room, can set a block of text for here's what I'm currently working on. And with a little bit of feedback from me, Bardaki put together, and all the checks have passed, and we've got a feature here. So this is a very simple, let me go back to this. I clicked away from it incorrectly. A very simple command that takes in a template of text from the config. Right now saying, address someone and say Jeff is currently working on whatever the block of text is. Or by default, output some other block of text. So the command has a description. It'll be triggered by the project command, 30-second timeout. If you're a moderator or a broadcaster, you can set what the current project is. And the current project is just a static string hanging out here. Grab the project text, see if there's a current project, and if there is not a current project, set it to the default text. Otherwise, let's format that and output it. Nice. Really easy. Easy to work with, easy to see how Bardaki put this together. I really like this. And I'm going to merge this in right now. And then I'm going to pull it down and configure a brand new instance of the bot so that we can have that project hanging out there for the work that we're going to do today. Thank you so much for putting this together. I really appreciate the quick work to make our stream more informative. Awesome stuff. There we go. So I'll open a new window here. I'll go over to there. Now he put this into our dev branch, so I'll grab the dev branch, pull the latest changes. Where'd you go, chat room? Chat room.
Bueller.
Anybody there? Hey, Svava.
Bueller.
This just keeps looping.
Bueller.
Anyways, good to see you, Svava. Yes, we're going to get into some fun mischief here. Missed the December sub. They're actually going to recalculate subs. They announced that at TwitchCon, so it's not cumulative. No. So it's an aggregate instead of consecutive. So some of us were, hey, I am working here. All right? Is there an OBS to have a Raspberry Pi stream with its camera to Twitch? Is there an OBS to have a Raspberry Pi stream? Help me out there, Journey Started. I'm a little confused what you're looking for. But that sounds a little bit interesting, but I want to make sure I get a little bit further into what you're talking about there. Let's see here. 154 is where I left off, so I'm going to name this 160 because it added a new command here. 1.6.0. So this will tag, build, and make a new version available here. Love how it's going to be overall rather than a streak for the subcode. Yes, the streak of it makes it a little bit tricky if you go on vacation or something. You can set up the RPi as an RTSP streaming device. Yes, you can. And then use that as a source. Yep. I want my Pi to stream when its camera is capturing. Oh, yeah. That's... You should be able to set it up as it's an RTMP streaming device, right? And you should be able to point it to an endpoint and broadcast. I think there's a solution for this. I don't know. Does OBS run on Linux? NDI would be a good way to do it, but then you're going to need to have a secondary device that's always listening for the NDI. And turning on and turning off. Might be a little bit more. So, let this build. Come on. And then this will push out a new instance of my Docker image, because I use Docker to hold my bot and all the cool things that we have hanging out here that run some of the widgets on stream. OBS does run on Linux, but the Pi is probably not powerful enough. Yeah, I think you're right. Then NDI might be the way to go, to push over to somewhere else, send a notification to start listening, and then have that NDI broadcast. Okay, so it looks like this is done. I'm going to stop that and restart the bot. Can't stop the bot. Can't stop. Here it goes. Yeah, come on. There we go. Come here. I'm going to move that back over so that we don't see that console. Yeah, I did say Docker. So now I should be able to say project. Building a custom action for the StreamDeck, for the Elgato StreamDeck using .NET Core. Let's see if that works. There we go. Fantastic. So now it should remember it. If anybody comes back and writes bang project, it'll report, here's what I'm doing. Awesome stuff. Great work, Bardaki. And that'll put Bardaki up on our GitHub ticker up there up at the top. Let me make sure I get that refreshed. There we go. There we go. So there's Bardaki with one up there. And a bunch of contributions on the month. Hey, Programming Square. I'm doing great. Thanks so much for joining us. Yep, got a little bit of time before that project is available again. It's a 30-second cooldown. So, Docker. Yes, we did some Docker. I just want to have my Pi I have set up with a camera, so I guess I would need something less resource intensive than OBS. It's going to be the video that you're pushing, the transcoding, the live transcoding and promotion. You're going to need a little bit more power to do that. Yeah, the transcoding is going to take a little video horsepower that I don't think the Pi has. Hey, Motown Andy, welcome from Berlin, Germany. Okay, Motown Andy from Berlin, Germany. Interesting. Help me out with that. You on vacation or a trip or something? G. Suberland says, while the Pi's GPU is good at video decoding, the CPU is woefully underpowered for that kind of thing. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. All right. So let's talk about what I absolutely went crazy when I saw this. So our friends at Elgato, and I know there's one or two people from Elgato. Elgato was a very niche hardware company. It built a couple of neat things, and they were acquired by Corsair, and you can see that here up at the top. But they made 4 product announcements yesterday, and I absolutely went bonkers over it. Including a cool set of lights. I just use little shop lights that I have here, but these are kind of neat. A cool Thunderbolt dock that has, it looks like 4 outputs. 2 of them are Thunderbolt and a display port. That looks really neat. But I don't have any Thunderbolt-enabled devices, so I'm not sure I need this. There's a cool app called ScreenLink that'll allow you to stream and capture the video from your games and things that you might be playing on a mobile device. I don't play games on a mobile device. But the big one for me was the SDK for the StreamDeck. And I heard that, and I was... wow. Yeah, I was impressed. I love this. There were people who hacked it so that you could build all kinds of things. And I think this is a tremendous thing to be able to take a device that is infinitely expandable and make it accessible and expandable in other directions outside of just gaming and game production, stream production, and do some other neat things. So let's talk about that. Here we go. So if you go to developer.elgato.com, right, there is information about the StreamDeck, and the StreamDeck has all kinds of little actions that you can program. Each one of these 15 buttons is a little mini LCD screen. It's actually one screen underneath of it. It's mapped to each one of the buttons or something like that. And you can have each button do different things. And there's a series of different actions, right? Each one of these buttons is an action. So you can configure them to do different things, and I have it wired up, right? You have to have this connected to a PC, and you have different profiles. You use this little app to define what each one of the buttons does. So I have these folders that'll have my sound effects underneath of them. I can go down into these. I'm not clicking that guy. But there's my applause, sad tuba, sad trombone, rim shots, right? All my different movie sound effects, more sound effects over here. And
what'd you do?
I set up a lot of sounds here on the StreamDeck. I did. Jurgen says, just had to send HD60S back. It wasn't really working for you on your Mac. Oh, man. I've had tremendous success. You saw I was running it with the Pi about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. Worked great with that, and we used it for all of .NET Conf. 32 hours straight we ran off of an HD60. And it was connected to a Surface Book 2. It worked great for us there. If it's not working with the Mac, that's a pain. Sorry to hear that. Yes, thank you for the link to Amazon Bitwhacker. Yeah, so there's two different types of Stream Decks, right? There's this one with the 15 buttons. There's a second one that has only 6. Don't sell yourself short. Go get the 15 buttons. You know you want buttons. You're already fighting for screen real estate. You need buttons. Get the buttons. You want the buttons. So anyways, it'll adapt. The app here will adapt and show you either the 15 or the 6 buttons, depending on your device. But you can see down the side here, these are all the various actions that you can configure in place in, right? These are the buttons that I have on my Stream Deck. All right. Here, let's change scenes here. I'm going to actually have to click OBS. Who knew? There we go. So there's what the app, right? And there's my Stream Deck. And it's got the exact same images that you'd expect because it's displayed over there inside the app. Now that's nice. It does the thing. But wouldn't it be great if we could customize and do some things? Yes, you need the buttons. You want the buttons. Go get the buttons.
It's illegal in 9 countries.
No, it's not. It's perfectly legal in every country. Go get yourself the buttons. You're going to love it, okay?
You can do it!
You can.
Make it so.
You should. Okay. I don't work for Elgato. I'm not sponsored by Elgato. I'm a huge fan of this device. The buttons look like they can act as a convex lens. A little bit. Can you bind actions to, for example, double press? I don't think so. Let's dig into it. So they released an SDK, and here's right up here. These are all the ones, the actions that come with it, and there's even some that I've turned off. I don't want to see because I don't use the Elgato Game Capture app. I should turn off Mixer. I don't use Mixer anymore. But OBS, your soundboard features for play audio, stop audio, configuring the Stream Deck with other types of things. Multi-action is an amazing feature because this lets you actually script a bunch of things and let it do multiple things with one key press. That's really cool. I haven't done any yet, but I've when I tweet out, hey, the stream's starting, I'll issue a tweet. I'll change my profile name on Twitter so it has the red dot and live, and then I actually start the stream. So I need to create a multi-action that does those 3 steps. So I'll do that at some point, but no rush. You can configure Streamlabs for here, Streamlabs OBS. I don't use that either. No. But you can turn on and off these various things. But right here's some of the things with Twitter, but all the way down here there's custom, and you can add in custom actions, and they appear down here. So with the latest version of the software, and you don't need to buy the device to get the software, right? You can get the Stream Deck software. You won't be able to actually run anything with it, but you can write some code with it, and they've now got a little store where you can publish and get new events. No one gets sponsored by Elgato unless they have they gotta have a lot of followers. Yeah. Stelzy, haven't missed too much yet. We're getting there. A 2-button combo, I think we might be able to do. We're going to dig into the docs here. So I've already started reading some of the documentation, and the SDK is it actually, it's not so much something that you have to download that has templates or a framework or anything, but it's more a set of prescribed interactions that it describes. And when you look at the SDK and the interactions that you have with the applications, oh, there you go. T-Mac says the SDK sends key down, key up events, so you could emulate it in a custom plugin. Aha. Can you map scenes to a button? Yes, you can, Shaun of the Dev. That's how I run. That's how, for OBS, so I've got an OBS button here. Here's my 5 scenes that I use to present the stream. So right now I'm on my code editing scene. I go to my tight shot here, and it's, right? It's a tighter shot on me, or my full face where it's just me. And highlights appropriately back and forth. That's built into the device. You don't need to write any code to get that to work. Phenomenal. Map to your lighting gear. Yes. Hey, Tom McHugh, good to see you. So, and there's features where you can hook this up to the new Elgato lights that they just released, the key lights. Terrific. Maybe you have a Wemo that you have hooked up to where your lights are plugged in. That's right. You can always execute an application from inside here. There is a open, right? You can have it run an application that turns on the lights. You can do that. But now you can write actions to interact with this, right? You can write your own custom actions. It's language agnostic, provided you can write it in JavaScript, C++, or Objective-C. Those are the 3 languages that they support out of the box with their samples to show you here's how to build and work with it. There is no template sitting out there yet. Here's the thing, and here's where I looked at this, and as a .NET developer, let me tell you, I sat back and
Hello? Anybody home? Hey, think with fly, think.
I did. I thought a lot, and I said, well, wait a sec. There's got to be a way to do this with .NET. I'm a C# guy. I've got to be able to make this work. It's not well. So they put an ellipsis here. It's extensive, and I'm going to show you where this is at language agnostic. And here's the thing, right? So the plugin structure is a folder that has a manifest JSON file. I can do that. I can build a JSON file, HTML or binary code. So it's an executable. It's an exe in Windows, or it's a executable file on a Mac that's sitting on disk. I can build that. A property inspector. Let's come back to that. And some assets like images and things. I think we can make this work. So when you look at this, hey, Knight0323, there's 3 different areas of that app, right? There's this canvas area where the 15 buttons are, so you can construct, here's how my Stream Deck works. That actions list on the side, because when I build right here, let's actually go up here on the device and just make sure you kind of follow what it is that I'm saying here. If I wanted to put a new button here, right, this blank area, this is just a black button on my device right now, right? If I wanted to build a new entry in there, right, I could say, well, here, let's have this open a website, and I can have this, let's say, open Bing, and I can go to www.bing.com, right? So I've dragged that action onto the button. There it is. And if I press the button now, it does the navigation. So it activated that action, okay? Simple. It doesn't get any easier than that. It is so easy to use this device, and that's why I love it so much. So you have these custom actions. The architecture is that the hardware connects to the plugins manager that's inside the Stream Deck app. You can't actually touch that. That's fine. But it sends some JSON back and forth to the plugin, and the plot thickens. I'm like, that's easy. I know how to read and parse and work with JSON. But it will launch either an HTML file that has JavaScript or executes a compiled command line tool. Okay. All good things. We can do this. Now, where is it? There is a thing here. I'm looking for it. The software, I'm looking for where it describes it. Because the hook is what sent me over the moon. And I was like, yes, we can do this. Not terminology. I'm going to find it. I know it's here. Yes, there it is. Each plugin communicates with the Stream Deck application using a dedicated WebSocket. We can do WebSockets. So you broke the USB port on yours, Tom? Oh my gosh. It would be, on one hand, it would be nice to have a replaceable USB cable that's attached to it, so you could plug in a micro USB cable. Can't say I've had that problem, but I could see where that might add some flexibility to the device. So here's what I'm looking at, right? The plugin is an executable that's going to take in some parameters. Right? When this runs, where is it? Create your own plugin. So you create your own plugin. Come on, where is it? I was reading this. Yeah, here it is. So your plugin is an executable that's going to take these parameters at the command line. So it's going to take in a port that it should be used to create and listen to the WebSocket. You're going to get a UUID, a unique identifier, to register the plugin once the socket is opened. That's easy. Register event, and then the event type that should be used to register the plugin once the WebSocket is opened. We'll need to look at that. And then some information, a stringified JSON containing the StreamDeck application information and devices. So this is important. It's telling you, here's what type of device you're being placed on. So that's not bad. We can do that. We can capture all that information. And here's what some of the JavaScript looks like to open and register. I don't care about the JavaScript. This is what that information parameter looks like. So the application is English. It's on a Mac. It's this version. And here's information about the device. And look, there's the 15, right? The 15 buttons on the device. 5 columns, 3 rows. There's a type here. Type 0 is the 15-button StreamDeck. Type 1 is the 6-button StreamDeck. Fine. And then I'm guessing ID is some kind of serial number for the device. No big deal. I don't think we need to remember that too much. Devices, blah, blah, blah. And then there's the possible values of that type enumeration. So this is something that I think we can attach to and work with. Hey, Hugo. It is not USB 3. Is it? It might be USB 3. It's not USB-C. So, all right. So I think looking at this, we can start to look a little bit further. Now, when I showed you the app, I had already downloaded, and you can see it down the side here. I had already downloaded this CPU custom action. And I placed it here, and all it's doing is reporting, here's your CPU usage percentage. That's easy. That's, right, that's the kind of simple information, right, that takes the Stream Deck from being just a production tool to something that's more of a system monitor and a useful tool for enabling other things as like a keyboard extension. So let's dig into this a little bit further. When these are placed on your machine, they're actually placed, they're placed in app data roaming. And if I go down here, there's Elgato, StreamDeck, plugins. There's the CPU plugin. And they're naming it, it's a very Java-like naming. They took their domain name, flipped it around. So com.elgato, and then the name of the plugin, CPU, SD plugin, right? And here's what's deployed as the plugin, right? There's the Mac executable. There's the Windows executable. Translations for various languages in JSON. There's that manifest JSON, right? That's easy to build. I can do that. And then some icons. Let me check the chat room. ID should be considered because you have multiple decks. Maybe. Wow, that dog is upset. Does nothing. Played around with mine last night. Okay. If it's USB-C, you can't patch the cable at all because you need to maintain impedance matching on the wires. If you press the CPU, will it then turn it off? I haven't tried pressing it. No. It's literally just a status. It just changes the text that's on it. Is the refresh rate on the deck limited to 1 second? The timeout is set to 1 second on the CPU, but I'm not sure I would try and refresh more frequently than that. Now, because this is one of the sample ones, that our friends at Elgato made to start, the source code's available. So I've already downloaded the source code and I have it available here. All right, Fierce Kittens, ready? Here you go. Here you go. We're going to read some C++ on my stream. So here's my header file. Here's the C++. Right, the body of it. Let's take a look-see here. So it's got a callback timer, right? And it has a stop there. There's our start method, execute store, and we're going to sleep for, and then the interval that's being passed in, I believe, I thought I saw 1,000 milliseconds hanging out there somewhere. There it is. New callback timer, start every 1,000 milliseconds, and then update timer, right? So where did update timer go? There it is. Get the current CPU value. That's the current value, and all it's doing is setting the title. Calling this set title method to change the title that it's reporting in the JSON that's being passed out. Look at this. Look at the C++ interaction here. So, all right. So there's some other checks here to see if the device connected, didn't connect, but we can do this. We can open that WebSocket connection. Now this is actually, right, this is, right, this is the callback timer. There was another one here that actually is the base of this, that actually opens and connects to the WebSocket, right? So we've got some nice enumerations here. That's fine, right? So when this is executed, it's picking up all the arguments so it knows here's where to connect. There's the port number, get the UUID, the register event, info, new My StreamDeck plugin. Love this. And then create the connection manager to connect. And underneath here is where it's doing the WebSocket interaction. We can do this. Key down up for the CPU code. It could turn off the computer. It could. It could. I wouldn't. Why did I never think to watch listen during work? Because. Just turn on your phone and here we go. So, and I'm just using Notepad to read here. This is nice and readable. Helpful comments along the way. That's fine. No idea why that. I don't want to do what I'm doing. Sorry, Fierce Kittens.
Do it!
You may have to. So that's what's going on here. This is a real simple set of interactions that I think we can emulate with .NET Core and C#. So are you with me, chat room? Can we
Do it live!
and write a simple plugin to interact with our Stream Deck using C#? I think this is going to be amazing. I think we're going to have a lot of fun doing this. Have you considered rewriting it in Rust? Oh, come on, Sumberland. Come on. Bug fixing iteration. Ugh. Can we write it in F#? Why not? I'm not going to write in F#. I'm a C# person, but I am going to use F#. C#. Woo-hoo. Now I want to buy all the Elgato things. I know. I am so excited for this. This is really neat. And what I'm thinking is, if you allow me to indulge for a second here, chat room, WebSocket is easy to configure. .NET Core build a console application is easy to configure. I think if we can get a minimum viable connection to do something, it might be neat to be able to build a .NET Core template that, right, that our friends would be able to say .NET new and have a template in here that they'd be able to use, right? I mean, to be able to say .NET new Stream Deck action and be able to have, here's all the interactions, really simple to interact with. I'd be all KISS, keep it simple, stupid, am I right? Rarely, never say never have my code break, and if it did, it was easy to find and fix. Nice. What did the auto mod say? I'm going to allow that. That's fine. Do we not have any mods on today? I need some more mods. We don't have enough mods. Hey, Taser, good to see you. Exactly, guys. Yeah, you know what? I'm not a fan of some of the bravado that some folks have around their code. Until you can prove it to me that you've written some good code, you can show me some good code that you've written, you can talk till you're blue in the face. And there's some ladies that I work with, there's some ladies in the stream right now that are amazing coders, that have built some things that you rely on every day. Including that. That is written by a team that is led by a lady. Visual Basic, led by a lady. ASP.NET, led by a couple ladies. All right? So, trust me. Clark I.O. is here. Hey, yes, we're going to dig into this now. I'm going to start really unpacking this. They should get back to the kitten. Oh, stop it, kittens. Ugh. All right, let's do it. Let's start. It's hidden behind my noggin there. Let's get into this. I'm going to make a new folder and let's call this StreamDeck first, just so I have someplace to start tinkering and build our first plugin. So .NET new console, so I get a new console application. There it comes. That was easy. If I had a dime for every time I've been told that, yeah. Yeah. All right, so we've got our console application. I'm going to use full Visual Studio for this because I can. I like Visual Studio because eventually I'm going to want to debug and attach to this. So open a project, cdev StreamDeck first. There it is. Could you build something to plug it into PowerShell? I don't know. To be able to fire PowerShell arguments. Well, thinking out loud and looking at the Stream Deck, I'm going to remove that Bing button. There is up here, under the Stream Deck option, no, system, here it is. There is an open, and you can actually tell it to run an app or a file. So you could put a script in here that you wanted to execute. Bash? Yeah, right? So put a script in here, and of course, as you've seen I've done here, you can change the logo for the button so it shows up with whatever appropriate there. So you can press it and automate all kinds of tasks. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Bad idea. Anyways. Code suggestions. We'll get back to that. We will absolutely get back to that. I don't have it running right now as part of this, but we'll get there. So I'm going to open a program CS. And let's put this side by side with the documentation from over here. So create your own plugin, and down here it listed, not there, registration. Yep, there it is. So for a compiled plugin, here's what it's going to pass in. Right, we're going to get these arguments. So I need to be able to parse the arguments and do something with it. I need to capture the port, the UUID. I'm not sure how much I'm going to use the UUID, but let's stash that somewhere. The event, I'm not sure what I need to do with the event, and then that info block. And that info is, right, that's a JSON block, so we should be able to turn that into a concrete type pretty easily with a little JSON.NET help. Yeah. So, does anybody in the chat room have a favorite command line parser that we can grab for C#? I know there's a bunch of them out there, just command line. Really? Is it that simple, Hugo? Called command line? Don't tell me it's that simple. Acrophobic Pixie. Don't know C# yet. Not a problem. We'll get there. Not the NuGet command line. Lots of folks with projects named command line. Command line core, command line utils, command line.net. Parse command line arguments into user-defined objects. Console app command line. Lots of these here. What's our big downloads here? Blossom from CSS Coder, command line parser. There we go. Oh my gosh. 5.9 million downloads. Yes. Best C# command line parser that brings standardized Unix get opt style for .NET. Terrific. Getting started with the command line. Awesome. Dependencies. .NET Standard 1.5. I'll take it. All right, so let's grab command line parser. NuGet package manager. And install. That's behind my noggin. Sorry about that. Install package command line parser. Hey, Fanny. Good to see you. Oh, I hope I pronounced that right. Fanny? I'm completely forgetting how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. Code Therapist. No, the command line parser API is ugly. Nate McMaster's command line utils. No. McMaster extensions command line utils. This one? Support POSIX convention for cluster multiple options. Bugs, blah, blah, blah. Dependencies. Framework 4.5, standard 1.6, standard 2. Okay, so we can do that. What does this one's API look like? Command line application execute program args. Oh, and here's the options. Okay. It's a fork of Microsoft extensions. New command line application. That feels weird. Yeah, let's use Nate's here. This seems a little bit further along. That and Nate's on the team. So it's going to be easier for me to reach out and get a little assistance here. So I'm going to remove that package reference. Let's grab another. Right, I'm just going to grab that. Yeah, that was quick. That was real quick. All right. Side question, if I follow and refollow, can I count extra towards the rainbow beard? No. Doesn't work like that, Tom. No. So we're about 243 followers away from, yeah, me dyeing the old beard here. Code Pagoda. Hey there. All right, so we need to handle those couple of arguments. So how do I handle arguments with this library? Command line application execute program args. Oh, and then it has on execute down here. All right, I guess that's a thing. Command line application execute. Developers Garage, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. That feels... Oh, and it's putting it into... I see what it's doing. Jinx Twitch, welcome. Thanks for following. So this looks like it's a, yep. We'll just do a control dot so we get our using statement. And then here's the arguments that are being passed in, and then we end up with a private void on execute, where the actual execution of the application takes place. So let me set up properties here for what we're being passed. So I'm going to go back over here. We're going to be passed the port, the plugin. So let's put this over. That's not where I wanted it. No, not over there. Bad idea. There and this. So right there above my noggin, I can start keying in some of these properties. Do we need DI for this thing? I don't want to go there yet. Let's do something simple, like just make the button red to start, and then we'll look at interacting with other things. I want to make sure that I can actually communicate and get loaded into this thing, you know what I mean? What about creating a separate options class? Why? I've already got, I don't want to overcomplicate here. I'm missing a curly brace. Thank you, Stelzy. I appreciate that. So let's see here. So our properties, right? We've got a string for the port number. Option description equals the port, the Elgato StreamDeck software is listening on. Okay. What else do we have here that we've got to receive? The UUID, plugin UUID. Owl Crusher 99. An Overwatch fan. Thanks so much for joining us. And this is plugin UUID. I hope it parses that properly. What else we got? Register event. That's a string. Register event. We'll see what that has in it. The string info. All right. And then that's going to be that stringified JSON that we're going to need to parse and do something with. And the info JSON is described down here. That's what it looks like. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to copy that and jump down here and say edit, paste special JSON as classes. Love that feature. And I'm going to call this the info object. Let's call this StreamDeck info. Yeah. Sorry, I spaced out a bit. Slightly confused as to what the extension offers here with respect to the on execute. So the plugin allows us to, it's actually going to execute this program object and grab the arguments. It's going to parse those arguments and drop them into these various properties. So I have it all parsed out for me, and then it will trigger the on execute at the conclusion of that. You forgot the question mark there, Janescu. There you go. There we go. Code therapist. Yeah, I love it too. Dander119. So we're just prototyping in action, and then I'll tell you what I really want to add to this. I had a conversation with Mama C# Fritz, my mother, and she said to me,
Wait, let me explain something to you.
If you go and tell everybody how you do everything about your stream, or you give them all your cool ideas for applications and extensions and cool things, they're going to go and steal them and go do these things, and you're not going to get credit for it. And I said to her,
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
I'm not trying to make money off of these things. I'm trying to empower a community. I'm trying to help folks build cool things, extend their applications, be more productive. And if they learn these things and they do great things, then I'm pretty happy about that, because then
You can do it!
and they can. It's for the greater good. That's right. It's not.
It's illegal in 9 countries.
It's perfectly legal in this country. All right? It's all open source.
You keep using the word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
No, it does. I'm giving all of you all of this source code, all of this training completely for free because I want you to learn how to use this and build cool things. So, yeah, thanks for the link, Janescu. Hey, Evil Pooh, welcome. And that's okay. Cyril Figs, welcome. I appreciate you joining us with the follow. The greater good indeed. Hey, Ancient Coder. Open source is a bit of the way of the future. I'm fortunate I get to work for an employer that has really embraced the open source movement. Oh my gosh, Carrie, thank you so much for bringing your Twitch Prime subscription here. You're going to get to use the .NET bot. I'm going to make a matching donation to Black Girl's Code, and you're going to get a little purple mug identifier there. But hang on, did I? Yeah, all right. Figs instead of Figus. Ah. All right, let's do this. I'm just buying your love and admiration with bits and code. A little bit. All right, here we go. So I'm going to move these into a separate file so that it's easier for me to keep track of where those things are. So I'm just going to add a class over here, and I will call this the StreamDeck Info. And I'm just going to copy out this because it's not something for me to manage. That's the defined API that's coming off the device. That's okay. I've now got a way to interact with that and have it hydrated as a strongly typed object for me. Terrific. So when I receive that info parameter, what I should do is set up an internal StreamDeck info, right? Let's call it StreamDeck info. And the get, let's have a private property. StreamDeck info. Start that as null. And if that is null, parse it. Otherwise, return it. That way, we're not parsing it every time. But I'm going to run a JSON convert. Nope. JSON converter. Nope. I need to go get some JSON.NET here. Pardon me while I go fetch some JSON.NET. And I should switch the position of these two windows. You over there, this one over here. That's better. With my noggin over here, you know. Package manager console, and I'm going to install package. It's a newtonsoft.json. Here it comes. Oh, thank you, Rambling Geek. Don't like commenting as you make stuff. You have to go through 20,000 lines of code. Ooh, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. Journey started. I empower people, brighten up people's future. Thank you.
I love it when a plan comes together.
And I hope you have cool plans that this inspires you to do neat things with. So I'm going to do a JSON converter. Right? Do I have to put a new JSON converter on that? Converts an object to and from. Yeah. I thought I didn't. JSON. I guess I do need a new one up. Yeah, okay. Cool. We can do this. So, we can say var inf. No, not var. Bad idea. Equals JSON converter. StreamDeck info, so it knows the type that it's working with. No. Oh, I forgot to put the new. Okay. No. There we go. Read JSON. I need a JSON reader. Object type. Why do I need an object type if you already have it? You know? Ugh. But okay, what all do I need here? I need to pass in a JSON reader, the object type, the existing value. I don't have one of those. And the JSON serializer. Why not just JSON convert deserialize? Did I make it? I did. I made it to... Thank you. StreamDeck info. And then pass in the string. Oh my gosh. Thank you. And then that's going to be the info that was passed in on the command line up here. There we go. So now I've got the info block that has the information about the device, the application, all parsed out and sitting there. Good. I have the port. I have the plugin UUID. What is register event? Is there an... Right, what does register event look like? The event type that should be used to register the plugin once the WebSocket is open. You'd like to get GIFbot working with it. I'm going to publish this to my GitHub later. I know, open source code, Fierce Kittens. You might have to go and pull something from GitHub. I know. We're going to get you out there. All right. So, yeah. So what does it actually call with? Right. I don't register event. Not quite sure what that does. One of the generated JSON classes was called application. Was it worth naming that something else or aliasing the type with a using to avoid confusion with the MS Core lib type with the same name? It's in a different namespace. So we should be okay. Hey, not myself 74. Welcome. We should be okay with it, G. Suberland. Are the option arguments missing on the other properties? I don't know if I need them. I don't know if I need them yet. So I'm not... The event type that should be used to register the plugin once the WebSocket is opened. I'm not... Let's go back to our C++ code. Open with Notepad. All right, so here's my main. So when register event, there it is, register event parameter, when that's passed in, it's stashed in register event, which is just a standard string. Is that used anywhere? Right? Let's just do a quick find. If register event is empty, invalid, well, so what? So it is using connection manager and trying to connect using that registered event. It's used here. JSON object event equals. Oh, when we send? No. This is making me wish I still had C++ book from school. Lost it in the move. It is a little bit like riding a bike. I know just enough C++ to be dangerous, and Fierce Kittens is there laughing in her headphones at me. I know it.
Inconceivable!
It's true. I'm not a C++ person, but I know enough to be dangerous. Okay, so this just parses it out, and then it registers the event. Where'd it go? I was just looking at it. Connection manager, register event. So what I'm thinking... What happened there? Looks like Brady just woke up. Our friend Brady Gaster. He's really excited about this too. True story. We were looking at using the Stream Deck as part of a demo for Ignite, for Microsoft Ignite, showing off SignalR. But we were having a hard time using some of the hacked SDKs that were out there that didn't give you quite the access here. Oh, what's the Automat upset about now? Let's allow that. I'm a whatever language is needed. Yeah, sorry about that. Why was C# blocked? That's stupid. Automod. Okay. The property inspector. This is... What is this? Property inspector can send a payload to the plugin using the send to plugin context payload JSON data. I'm not sure what the property inspector is. Isn't that down here? No. I'm not sure what that is. Take a look at the counter sample plugin. It would be easier to figure it out. Okay, let's grab the counter. Written in JavaScript. I'm sorry, kittens. We're gonna look at some JavaScript now. Okay, and I'm going over here where I'm just dumping source code into this folder, StreamDeck plugins, so I can figure out what some of these do. Sources. There's the counter plugin. So this is just an HTML file called code.html. And if we look at this one, so there's the title. Here we're registering different actions. Fine. Set title. Okay. Set settings. Connect socket. I'm looking for where the actual start is. So, okay, I guess this is it. There's the port, the UUID, the register event, the info. So connect new WebSocket localhost and then the port. We can do that in .NET. Register plugin, JSON, event, and then our plugin UUID. So, we're sending this back to say, okay, I'm here, register me. Okay, I get that. That makes sense. Yeah, thank you, T-Mac. And then WebSocket on open, register the plugin. Makes sense. So on open of the socket, register it. When we receive a message, parse it. Grab the event, action, and context. And then depending on what the event is, key down, key up. Event is will appear. WebSocket closed, don't do anything. That's easy. SignalR goodness. Janescu, you have no idea how much our friend Brady really wants to use the SignalR client with this, because he's the program manager for SignalR, and for the .NET folks out there, you know that SignalR is an abstraction over WebSockets and other live interaction technologies over HTTP. So it has that easy abstraction that has these events built in, so we can do WebSocket programming a little bit more abstract, but I will use the client WebSocket here directly this time. What do we got here? Plenty of time. It's counting down to 0 from 30. That's when the cooldown expires. Gets out the popcorn listening to the cackles from FK. Yeah, I'm sure. So, stupid JavaScript. Counter action. Okay. Type is com Elgato counter action. Where is type being used? Is that where it's registering? Is it saying this is my type? Set the title, set the settings, connect the socket. No. Where's it setting? Right, counteraction.type. Where does it use that? Can't find it. Really? Okay, is it passing counteraction in somewhere? On key down. Okay. On key up. Okay. Yeah, I don't see it using that type anywhere. The entry point is the connect socket, which is called from. Yeah. So I see that. Stashing that, and then creating the socket, and then registering the plugin. So, don't really need this extra redirection here, but it's fine. Makes sense. So, let's start doing that. Let's create a WebSocket client in .NET, in .NET Core, and start doing that connection. So, we should have our information saved off here. We should be able to start listening and interacting. Yeah. And ooh, this is going to need to be... Okay, hang on. Var socket equals new, what is it, WebSocket client. And we're going to need to get that package. Docs, Microsoft Com. Actually, I already have it open. So this is in SystemNet WebSockets. So we're going to need to get our hands on that. Install package SystemNet WebSockets. Go get it. Thank you. So now, what? Client WebSocket. Spell it right, Jeff. Cool. The .NET Weekly Stand-Up Show could use that. Yes. So, and if you notice, when you watch the ASP.NET community stand-up, when the folks are talking about the web framework and all the things going on there, Damian Edwards, the program manager who's at Channel 9 Studios, has a Stream Deck in front of him. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And he's learned to play with it. And when Scott's on campus, he can't take his hands off the thing. Wanted to use SignalR with Stream Deck for a dramatic zoom out. Yes, that's a great idea. Connect to the WebSocket using the passport. Yes. Wait until the WebSocket is open. When the socket is open, register your plugin using the in-register event. Yes. Oh my gosh. So let's do it. Let's socket, right? Connect async. So we're asynchronously connecting. Oh yeah. We're doing some async programming. The URI is going to be of the format, right? WSS. Right, looking at the source code we got over here for JavaScript. Where did it go? I went past it already. There it is. Localhost and the port. No, it was just WS, not secure. That's fine. And then we'll pass in the port using a little string interpolation there. And we need a cancellation token. There is no cancellation token. Yep, using system threading. None. Oh, that should be a URI. Fine. Be that way. All right. So now our socket's connected. Right? We're going to want to get the awaiter and do this asynchronously. Do this synchronously. URI try create? Nah. Just do it. All right. There's a cancellation token. None. Yes. Making and ignoring them. Gosh, don't do that. Don't do that. All right. So now the socket's connected. When it's Right, on open, we need to register the plugin. So let's actually dock it. No, socket dot. So there are no events here. When the connect completes, it's open. It's connected. It's open. So I need to send asynchronously a buffer. I don't want to send a buffer. That's a pain in the neck. But I need to send that JSON. Right? That's what register plugin is doing here. And it's event UUID like this. So part of me wants to create a type called the register payload. You see Burke Holland in a dev stream. Where? Burke Holland. Burke's a longtime friend. Particle.io. All right. So I'm going to create a type here for this just so I can code against it directly and easily. Public class, and let's call this plugin registration. And it has an event and a UUID. So we'll just create those two strings. We're going to need to put an @ on that. Because, right, event is a reserved word in .NET. And the next one was UUID. There we go. So I should be able over here to say registration equals new plugin registration. And now I can say event equals, and I'm going to pass in the register event. And the UUID equals plugin UUID. All right. Oh, he's on the Particle.io stream. Okay. Use a memory stream, serialize your JSON into it, and then use memory stream try get buffer. Oh, code therapist. Thank you for the hint there. That's a good idea. So let's say get registration bytes and create that little private method here. I'm going to move this down into there. Okay. And you were suggesting use a memory stream. What does the @ when used in this? The @ here, that's an escape. That's an escape character because an event is actually a keyword in .NET. You see it turns blue there for me because there is an event keyword, right? You can have events inside your object. So by putting @ there, yep, Tyler's right. It lets me use that reserved word as an actual property or variable here. You're welcome. Is that Tomo? Thank you. Okay. So I'm going to get that, and then Code Therapist was right. Let's use a memory stream to serialize the JSON into it, and then use memory stream try get buffer. All right, let's do this then. So we're going to we need to do a JSON convert deserialize object, and we want to deserialize it. No, not Siri. No. Bad Siri. Bad. I'm watching you.
What'd you do?
I activated Siri. That's what I did. Bad. Okay. So my string value, well, no, I want to serialize. My bad. Serialize object, and that's going to give me a string out. I want to actually not put it into a string. I want to put it into a out string, and it's an array segment of bytes, so I can create that. I can cast that back to bytes. Excuse me. So we're going to serialize the registration. So I can now say UTF-8, right? Out bytes, just to make sure I get this right. UTF-8 encoding. control dot and get my system text. UTF-8. Get bytes for that string. Out string. And then return the bytes. Yeah! All right. Next. WebSocket message type. Text, right? I'm not sending binary out there. End of message specifies whether this is the final asynchronous send. Set this to true. No, it's not. Cancellation token. A cancellation token used to propagate notification that this operation should be canceled. Nope. Not sending one of those. So this should register me. Nice, code therapist, but I think I got it nicely here. Might want to change my main signature to support async as shown here. So I'm not. I could do that. Oh, mine is better. Oh, thank you, code therapist. That's very kind of you. Static task int, and then async task. Oh, that's even better. Great hint there, Parathon. Bonus points for you. There we go. So I'm gonna take Parathon's suggestion here. So this is taking a static task int, and we'll need a control dot there so we get our. There we go. System threading tasks. And it should be execute async. Right? And then, oh, wow. Async with attributes. No, I don't want to rename that. Command line application, execute async with attributes. Args. Why doesn't it like that? Yeah. I'm not quite sure. That's his program. Oh, that's his program. Thank you. Thank you. So then down here, the execute, this is going to be an async task on execute, and it's renamed async. Then, yes. I don't need this. Oh, that feels so much better. Thank you. Thank you so much. Need to change language to at least 7.1. Good point. So there's different versions of C# that are available for you to use. There are always different versions, and you have control over which version you use in your project. And there's a great little, it's a hidden dialog in here that you can use to configure which C# you're using. So if you go under Build in your project properties and Advanced, there's a language version that pops up here, and it says latest major version, which by default is C# 7, which doesn't include this feature. You can bump this up to a different version. I'm going to take it all the way to 7.3 because I feel like taking a jump here.
Wait, Master.
What?
It might be dangerous.
No, it's not dangerous, Igor. 7.3 is in production, and it's amazing. So I'm going to bump that up, save my project. Sure, go ahead, create a solution file for me. Now, you're going to say to me, but Jeff, I don't use Visual Studio. How do I set that in my project? Check it out. It's a property right here in the CS Proj Lang version 7.3. So cool. Why not latest? I just bump it to 7.3. That's fine. It is the latest now. So I will put in a wait now in front of this send async, and the green line goes away because it's going to send that asynchronously, and it'll return control when it's done processing and sending that. So let's call this get plugin registration bytes. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. All right. So now we've done the registration, And T-Mac's been amazing here for today. Thank you so much for helping out. Okay. So I've now registered, and then I'll start to get events being raised and sent back to me. So now, right, I need to start listening for events. So I need to set up a little bit of a loop here that's just constantly listening. Yeah. Right, so socket dot receive async, so that we're receiving stuff, and we're going to receive that into a byte buffer with a cancellation token. Vacation is over, says Chef Brent. Welcome to the party, pal. Let's allocate a byte array up here, and let's call this buffer. No, not buffer equals new bytes. There we go. So I've got a buffer array there, and let's receive asynchronously into that buffer. And then a cancellation token to propagate notification. Now is when I think we need cancellation tokens. This is where I want to have one available so that I can cancel if it's been raised. So I'm going to create one here. No, it's cancellation. Isn't it cancellation token dot? Ah, darn it. No. Why am I forgetting how to create cancellation token? Time for Cuphead speed runs. Yeah, I thought it was. Is it cancellation token source? Token 1, token 2. No. Creates a cancellation token source that'll be in the canceled state when any of the source tokens. No. Why am I blanking here? Help me out, chat room. How to use a cancellation. How to cancel a cancellation. Get a task cancellation token. Right. Console, right. Cancel token throw if cancel requested. New cancellation token source. New cancellation token source. Token. Right. And we're just going to pass that token around. Fantastic. So we are going to await that. So we'll receive into that buffer anything that's sent to us. And once we receive something, this will proceed. So we can now turn what we received back into a string or into some JSON and parse what exactly it sent us, right? So looking back at the documentation, or actually, hey, Tom McHugh with the 310. Thank you so much for those kind biddies. We do cheer graffiti here on stream. I'm gonna drop a little bit of cheer graffiti right here. Tom McHugh cheered 310 on, and today is what, the 9th? The 9th? Did I say that right? The 9th? No, it's the 8th. See that? I don't even have my dates right. Thank you so much. We will match that kind cheer and make a donation to Black Girls Code. And if you're the top cheerer at the end of the month, you'll be invited to pair program with me, just like Elizabeth Schneider did on Sunday when we wrote all that cool stuff for our oil tank vision project. I should do that while. You're right, Code Therapist. Oh, okay. So let's do token source. Good idea. Good idea. This is why we pair program. While token source is cancellation, while not is cancellation requested, then I can say token source token, pass that along to the receive async. Oh, thank you, Ancient Coder. The 1st of August. Oh, no. Thanks, Tomo. So I'll receive and I'll have it in the buffer. Now, the JavaScript way this works. Motown Andy, thanks so much for that kind Twitch Prime subscription. You'll get to use the .NET bot emote, and we'll make a matching donation to Black Girls Code this month. Thanks so much. So there's events that are raised, right, that come back inside this object. And then that event are things like key down, key up will appear. So we can actually raise those events inside our object here and handle them like they were a regular button that you might have on a .NET user interface. I'm not sure I want to get that fancy just yet, but I want to receive that message and do something with it. So this comes back in a JSON object. Right, so events received are these events. Right, so that's what it looks like, along with some payload, and that's another JSON object. Right, settings, coordinates, state, user desired state is in multi-action. Yeah, look at all that. And settings that get passed back. Ooh, I like this. There is a parenthesis missing on line 51. Line 51. Oh, nice catch. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to grab one of these. And let's convert this to another type down here. And I will edit paste special JSON as classes. What didn't it like? Contact. Oh, you know what? It doesn't like the settings, I bet. Let's paste this over here. I'm going to get rid of settings. Because clearly there is something that's going to be coming there, and we're going to need to be able to handle it. Where was it? Paste special. Still didn't like it. Line 4, position 15. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it doesn't know what those are. Well, they're going to be a string, right? Context and device are a string. Yeah, okay. All right. So grab that again. Try one more time. Edit. Nope, still doesn't like. Line 16, view. Right. Fine. Get rid of the semicolon, you turkey. There we go. All right, so this is the StreamDeck event payload. Right? Yeah. And let's grab these and put them into a new class. StreamDeck event payload. All right. I feel like I should probably have like a StreamDeck folder that has these in it. They still haven't sent that stuff to you? Drop me a line on Twitter. Let me get to the bottom of this. Yeah, a standard library for this would be great with some of those objects just pinned out for us to be able to use. So when I receive the buffer, are they all in this same or similar format? Let me move this over so we can look. So key down, key up looks like it might be the same. Action, event, context device, payload with some settings and JSON data. Coordinates, state, user desired state. Yep, that looks the same. Action, event, context device, payload, settings, coordinates, state is in multi-action. User desired state is not there. That's not terrible. Action, event, context device, payload, settings, coordinates, state is in multi-action. Still good. Now there's information about the title around title parameters did change. Not terrible. Yeah, we can do some of these. Yes, npm install StreamDeck. Yes. Yeah, folks, drop me a line, a private message on Twitter. Let's get to the bottom of some of those things. Let's see. So I think this is a more complete block here. What did it put in settings for us? Oops. Right, if we look at the payload, what did it put in? Settings is settings. And that's just an empty type. Can we make this a dynamic? Yes. That won't be confusing at all. For now, you could only support the key down event. Yeah, I think that's... Yeah, let's do that. Let's start simple. Okay, so I have the payload, so I'm going to receive this information. I need to turn the buffer back into JSON. So I need to turn it into a string and then load it back up. So, right, JSON, the JSON string is going to be UTF-8 encoding. UTF-8, get string from those bytes. There it is. And then the key down. Well, I don't know the event yet. Let's get this into a payload object. Equals JSON convert deserialize object, and I want to turn this into the StreamDeck event payload generic object that I have and pass in the JSON string that we just deserialized. Cool. Now I should be able to look at the payload, right? And that action, or the event, right? There it is, event. Right, so folks were asking about, right, so that will, the event object will get, property will get dumped into here. So when the event is key down, it's going to look like the word key down. So we could probably switch on that, right? Or even set up some sort of a, think. Set up a dictionary. I like a dictionary better. Dictionary sounds better. Let's do with it. Let's do a dictionary. Strategy pattern. Yes. Yes. Doragon. That sounds like a great idea. So let's private static read only, and we'll put actions there for it to fire. Dictionary string, and then we'll have action that takes a, let's take a StreamDeck event payload. Yeah. And we'll, we need our using statement. Let's call this the action dictionary. Now let's call this the event dictionary. New one of those. Okay. So key down is the event that we're looking for, and let's call an action called key down. It doesn't know what that is yet because we didn't create it. Program dot key down. So we need to create that method. Yes. I'm going to move you all the way down here. So now I have a, look at that, I've got a private method that's going to receive the payload to do something with this. I'm going to call this args, just to make it a little bit easier. When your code is getting bigger, maybe it's worth using I/O pipelines. MVP, let's do a minimum viable, make sure that we can connect and we can get this to work. Like, I want to do something simple right now, like just change the color of the button. Or put some text on there. And then we'll look at doing some other refactoring, simplification, and stuff. Hey, that engine nerd, good to see you. But I really like where this is going. So I have this method. So if I want to do something, if we go back and look at the JavaScript that happens here, it passes in the context. Oh no, these are all the arguments that are coming out of the event. That's fine. We've got those all in the payload. That's good. Tom McHugh, thank you so much for using your Twitch Prime subscription here.
And then?
You'll get to use the .NET bot everywhere on Twitch.
And then?
We'll make a matching donation to Black Girls Code. Thanks so much.
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
There you go. All those .NET bots. Look at them. But Code Therapist, you're right on. We'll do some refactoring and simplification here. So there's other things that I could receive here. Counter action on key down. So that's up here. On key down is a function to do something, blah, blah, blah. On key up. So when it's released, it's just increasing a counter. That's easy. That's easy to do. Hey, and Carrie, there she is. So I feel like I need to pass in the socket. Excuse me. Or I need to pass in some sort of a reference so it knows how to send the message back, right? Because, right, set settings, set title. Set title is a function, puts together some JSON, and it sends it across the wire. You know? That's pretty easy to do, right? What if we did that? Let's just do the counter sample here, right? That shouldn't be too bad. Right, so if we have private static int counter equals 0, right? Just to make sure that we have something work here, right? We could say counter plus plus, so we've incremented it, and then we need to send it back. You could do a printf, for example. That's not bad, right? We could do a console write line and write out the information about the event if we wanted to. An interface desire, you want to start streaming. Should I do it under science and technology or choose art? You're a user interface designer, Alex? I think you're good to do both. If you're doing user interface design, I would be tempted to do art and tag it as software development or web development. Best of luck to you. I need to pass some information about the context. Right, so I have so that I can call back and actually execute sending some of that information. Let's see. What if we did... I don't want to pass information about the socket directly. I feel like the socket we may want to promote this. Yeah, I could put the socket in as a global. You're right. But then, well, it is two-way communication. I can send stuff outside. That's not too bad. Yeah, all right. So let's do that. And private client WebSocket. And, oops, hang on, let's F2 that. And make it look like a field. So there we go. So now I can pass the socket into the event if I wanted to, right? So it's not just an action taking that. It's an action taking a client WebSocket and a StreamDeck event payload. So my action down here, my method that we declared, I need to receive the client WebSocket. Right, because I don't necessarily want to have... It's a static. I don't need to. Fine. So I could say... Right, I thought I made it a... Oh, no, I didn't make it static. Because there's only one of these. And then I would send that information across. Has in the payload a context object. That context is... What is in that context? Set title with the context. Good point. Context. It's the same context that's coming into us. Right? Where'd the key down? Right? Yeah. So we receive a context and it's stashing it. Oh, it's the button. So we do need to know what that button is. So the key down happened, right? The context contains a string block about the button. That's okay. So the payload that we're going to send back, on key down, context settings. Settings is... Where's settings? I lost settings. It's in the JSON payload. Okay, so to send the hang on, bounce back and forth here. Go back to the on key down. Context settings coordinates. Well, it's calling set settings, context updated settings, set title, and it passes in the context. So I'm okay on that. Said it shows delivered, but you haven't received it. Uh-oh. Visual Studio is able to format the JavaScript and HTML. Yeah. So I could call... Okay, so this dot set title. Set title sends the event set title, the context, payload, title, and target. That's easy. That's easy. So let's create a set title method that takes in... I'm just going to grab this. And I'm just going to start... private void set title. Let's make this static. It needs to be static. String context. What else did we... That's that opaque value. The event is us. string title. If I paste in that. So we've got some JSON that we need to build. Destination enum, hardware and software. Where's that? There you go. Let's create a destination enum. Okay. So we have hardware and software. Hardware only. And software only. Cool. Okay. So we've got our enum for, not designation. Destination. Ah, there we go. Thank you, Code Therapist. Set settings function is only used to persistently store the counter value. When the StreamDeck app is quit and relaunched, the old value can be restored. Okay. That makes sense. Get plugin registration bytes. Why doesn't... Oh, because it's after this, and I've got... Okay, we'll fix this. Event context, payload, title. Target is going to be... That works. But really, I'd like this to be, once again, its own type. So set title. Let's just grab this. I feel like the... Oh gosh, now it's got another payload in there with title and target. Just to make this a little bit quicker, I'm just going to make this a string that I'm building on the fly here. So that means I need double quote there, double quote here. And this can be title. Need to put an @ sign there. Good. Double quote, quote, and the context. Just to make this a little bit faster to rumble through here. Poor man serializer. Amen on that. Amen on that. Title is going to be... I need a double quote. Oh boy. And the title. Double quote. But we need an @ sign on that. So it wraps there. That. Single quote. And we want to cast that to an int. Single quote. What did I do there? There's my JSON. Oh, oops, I forgot the... That's the payload. And I need one more... Right, to finish wrapping that. Now, that goes all the way through here. I need a double quote on the title. Now, why is that not liking it? Oh, it should be pluses. Oh my gosh. I'm forgetting my C# for the concatenation. Now I'm really going to mess it up, aren't I? Yes, the SDK is out. Wouldn't this be more readable with string.format? I'm going to replace this. It's at some point. I'm not married to it yet. I need to convert those to bytes. So I need UTF-8, UTF-8, not get string. I need to get bytes for the string JSON. Now I can do, oops. Now I can do socket to me. Send async. The Bossa. Thanks so much for that subscription. Yes, thank you. I appreciate your support. And I'm going to match that, and we're going to make a donation to Black Girls Code this month. Thank you so much for that kind support. Yeah. You know what? I'm just going to make this an async task. And I'm going to return socket send async. It's the bytes. Message type is text. Right, end of message specifies whether this is the final asynchronous send. It's not, right? I think we're fine there. And then cancellation token none. What do you think? Event should be the hard-coded string set title. Oh! Ooh, okay. Oh, because this is the set title method. Good catch. Thank you. That's awesome. So now we'll pass the context across the title, hardware and software. So that looks like it'll work appropriately to set the title on the button. Let's document that. Set the title on the button passed in the context. Okay. So key down, counter plus. So what I should be able to do now is say set title args dot context counter. Fine. Make it class with all the events as consts. That's not a bad idea. Let's get past this working, and let's absolutely do that. If we have the events all kind of pinned out like this as abstract methods, then you could just implement an action listener, right? A StreamDeck action class, right? Right, if we had public abstract class base StreamDeck action, right? Then you could have protected virtual void, right? On key down, etc., etc., right? You see, I think you see where I'm going here. Make that virtual and don't have it do anything. Right? StreamDeck event payload args. Right, something like that. Let me just move that. Okay. Don't we have to register to hear the key down event? I think that's in the manifest. Okay. So set settings like we were saying will persist it. I don't need to persist it. I just want to get a base interaction happening. Kevin Downs from rainy South Africa. Welcome. Once the plugin is registered, you get all the events. Ooh, okay. That's cool. So let me go back to over here. So we need to build a manifest to go with this. And the manifest has an icon, a name, dates. Yeah, okay. UUID, com, Elgato, counteraction. That's what we define. Author, code path, description, name, icon, URL, blah, 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 blah. Okay. So let's copy this and create our own manifest. Can I just paste? I want to paste. Thank you. And we're going to change the type on this to content. Ah, rats. Copy only if newer. All right. So now I should be able to go into... Yeah, there it is. This is funny. Our friend Brady just texted me. That is an upset dog. She hears the cars in the street and goes nuts. In the manifest, you just need to change the UUID. Fantastic. How many times did you get pwned today? Our friend Troy Hunt would not be thrilled. So UUID, let's call this com C# Fritz. Counter action, we'll start with, let's call this first counter. Author, that's me. Code path, now in the CPU one that also has the compiled. Right, let's see what that one looks like. That's the source. The release has the, ooh, that's it packaged. Is it under, up here? There it is. Manifest. So this one says author, code path win, code path Mac. That's what we're going to want here instead of code path. I'm just going to say code path win. And this was called StreamDeck first. So we'll do a publish so that we get everything built. Let's just say Jeff's first plugin and action. Name, call it Fritz Counter. Icon, sure. URL, fine, that's fine for right now. OS, I'm going to remove Mac for right now. But Windows 10, that's fine. It'll eventually work for Mac. No, what am I thinking? I can support Mac. I can do that. So let's put in, if we want to support other runtimes, runtime identifiers, and now we should be able to key in OS X 11, was it 11.2? No, 10.11. And then Win 10 X64. We should be able to get it to compile. Would it be okay with a .NET or does it need to be a .app? Does CodePath Win need the exe? You're right. And we'll need CodePath Mac. StreamDeck, even though I'm not actually putting this on the Mac. Okay. So now I've got a manifest to go along with this. Wasn't there another file I needed? I'm going to need some of these icons and things. I'm just going to copy them from, not from CPU, from counter. Just to get us working, you know? Those, this, that. Copy them back into Solution Explorer, paste them in. Paste. Crap. Copy. I'm so excited. I really can't wait to do this. these, that, and this. Properties, we'll make that content. Copy if newer. What do you mean? Should always work. Right? That worked. So did that. Punk. You're going to make me do this one by one, aren't you? Aren't you? All right. Assuming I did everything right. Should be able to build now. Yes, this would be a command. Command line tool. Report it to Microsoft. I'll do that. If I'm going to support Mac, you'd hope I eventually support Linux. The StreamDeck doesn't support Linux right now, does it? I don't think it does. I think it's only on Mac or Windows. But you're right, I could compile to support Linux as well. It built, friends. I've got a thing here. Where'd it go? Open folder. Bin, debug, Netcore app. There it is. But they're DLLs right now. We need to publish. Publish. No, I want this in a folder. That's fine. Let's create a profile. Target runtime OS X 1011. No. Configure. Win 10 X64. Let's publish that one. Do it. Publish failed. Why? Naming rule violation. Oh, so what? Are you kidding? No, I want self-contained. Right, I should. It's Win 10 X64, isn't it? Project is targeting, but did not resolve any runtime specific. I thought it was. Hang on. .NET Core RIDS. Show me that catalog. Win 10 dash X64. Womp womp. Wait a sec. Why am I womp womping myself? That's better. Dash. Oops. There it goes. All right. Try it one more time here. Configure. There it is. Save. Publish. Show me that output pane. Building. Yeah. Yeah. Succeeded. So now it's not in debug. It's going to be in release, Netcore app, publish. Yeah, there's all the things. But importantly, there's my exe. You know what? I am going to make this frame... what's the size of this folder? Because that looks stupid big because I'm packaging and taking everything with it. 67 meg! No. Try that again. Framework dependent. So that I don't need to bring all that crap with me. Publish it one more time. Use warp. Package it into a single binary. Yeah. Now, if I wanted to, I could also create another profile in a folder. Right? It won't let me do multiple. Here, will it? Will it let me publish to both? And the RID is OSX 10.11, right? Where's the Mac one? 10.11-x64. Let me make sure I get that right. So that runtime identifier is important so that it knows how to build these. Yeah, I should be able to publish that. Right, and hit publish one more time. And now, StreamDeck first, runtime config. There's the Mac one. So it's got everything in one place, along with the other DLLs and things. Also, so I'm going to copy this, right? And the folder that it should be in to test and run locally. Under here, create your own plugin. On Windows, you'll find it here. Rename the folder to a unique URI. Edit manifest JSON, blah, blah, blah. When you relaunch it, your plugin should appear in the custom category. Let's give it a shot. Hold on to your butts. Let's see what happens. So that's the source code we were working from. Let's open a new folder. It was app data. Oh, so this is slightly wrong here. App data goes to app data roaming by default. That's okay. Elgato StreamDeck plugins. New folder. Now, I bet I have to give the folder the same name as what's in the manifest. For that. Okay. And let me go to my publish. Come on. There it is. You could publish the plugin folder for debug. That's not a bad idea. Then I can attach the debugger. That's not bad at all. I'm going to restart this, which means I actually need to stop the StreamDeck software, right? Oh, and there went my music. Be neat if I could just reload the UI. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Because this would be a great place to end with it working. Did it just... Nope. Where is it? It's here somewhere. There it is. All right. I'm not logging into Twitch. And... Nope, no custom action. Oh, I've got two of them actually. Oh, wrong window. All right. Let me go back over to here. What was it we were playing? Yellow? Red? Blue? That one. Yellow. Okay. So why didn't that start? Manifest JSON, name counter, action default image, middle. I didn't change any of that, but I've now got this. No, it's going to be slightly different. For Mac, I need to add OS section. I did. It's there. even though it shouldn't trigger it, right? Code path win is StreamDeck _first exe, which is right there. Well, it wasn't past any. I'm not doing any validation there yet, so I'm not surprised. The plot thickens. You should open the log files in. Ooh. Roaming Elgato StreamDeck logs. Hey, logs. Handy. Look at this. Decrypt data. Looking for some sort of an error. Okay. All kinds of profiles. Send JSON. One account linking succeeded. Check for update. Good. Okay, so it did its update check when it first started. I don't see anything that looks like it tried to call it. Yeah, so let's just search for com C#. No, not there. So it's like it didn't recognize it. There's another one here. Loading custom plugins. There's the SD plugin. Yeah, it didn't see it. StreamDeck profiles. All right, so that's my configurations. Nope. It's like it didn't see it. Okay, plugins. Com C# for its first counter. And it's got... Does the plugin folder... No, it does not. Does it need to? Ah, okay. And music's going to stop here again. Okay, so here let's try StreamDeck again. Oh man, this would be so cool. There's that Twitch login window. There we go. And I want to play the music again. Okay. Stay calm, Jeff. Stay calm. So that's the image that you guys built by default. There it is. There is no title. But it should be doing something. Okay, so I've got a warning triangle showing up there. All right. So now let's go check out the logs to see what we screwed up. Okay, adding all the profiles. Create new key. IRC client on connected. Okay. Draga, thanks so much for the kind subscription. You're going to get a .NET bot, and we'll make a matching donation to Black Girls Code. Thank you so much. I don't see an error message. There was a second log here. Quit session. Nope, didn't find it in that one. Let me go back to the first one. Oh, we're so close. Okay, so there it is. Load the plugins, loading my plugin. Okay. Does the Stream Deck device have any other inputs or output other than the buttons? Is the software running on it open source? I don't think the software running on it is open source, but we're able to interact with it using this defined API for the WebSockets. You should check if the plugin process is running in the Task Manager. Let's take a look-see. I've got lots of notepads open. It was called... I don't see it. That's what it's called. I think it crashed. I'm willing to bet it crashed. Yeah. StreamDeck 4. CPU EXE. So that's that plugin. Yeah. Mine crashed. It's not sitting here anymore running. Okay. Not terrible. Mostly terrible. Why is that still running? You, go away. Thank you. All right. So there was an idea. I like the idea. I forget who it was who said it. To have it debug and write into this folder. And then I can attach to it. Hey, Tom. Yeah, let's hook up the debugger. Right? This is where we're going to get smooth as a greased pig. Something like that. So I'm going to go back to StreamDeck, plugins, that folder. I'm going to delete what's here for now, but I'm going to need to change my manifest. Will the manifest still work if I have it called .net? Hang on. Let's open back up that. If I remove this, right? So there's the Stream Deck. So if I bring my counter back on here, yeah, it looks like it's already gone at this point because it's not hanging around. Like it didn't start properly. Let me close and restart it. Let's see if just build the binary copy of the exe, then maybe you could attach to it. Well, if it's... I won't be able to... Oh no, I could publish in debug mode and then attach. It's going to take a little bit. All right, let's do it. I'm going to change this to publish. I'm going to configure this. Change that back to Win10. Target location, I'm going to change to me. App data, roaming. I went right past it, didn't I? I did. Stream Deck, plugins, there. Okay. I don't want to publish in release. I want to publish in debug mode so that when it runs, I can attach to it. I'd also really like to be able to log information from it. I feel like this is a good place where Event Viewer might be handy to be able to publish and see what's going on. All right, let's rebuild and then publish, and then publish this with debug over there. Yeah. So now if I kill this, restart the Stream Deck. Come on, we can do this. We got this. Do you have a conflict with the existing Stream Deck app? No. No, that's not going to be it. Look in the plugin folder. There's a DLL and an exe with different build times. There's that one. There's that one. That could be a problem, huh? Let's delete that. Redo the publish. Oh, it didn't put it there. It put it over here. StreamDeck. I didn't delete everything from over here. Let's do that first. Republish. See if we get just what we need. StreamDeck first exe at 12:08. The DLL's at 12:24. Why didn't it rebuild the exe? Do I have a crash log when it crashes? I would in Event Viewer. Right? Windows logs, application. This is how you know you have a, right, you have a virus. This is, right, Kit Boga would be telling you this, right, when he's got the scammers on here. You have a virus because, you see, look at all these errors. Those are viruses there. No. App crash. StreamDeck exe. Look at all that temp data. No, that's not. StreamDeck exe. Show me a little bit more. Thank you. Qt5 Web Engine Core. That's... Now, why am I not seeing... WhatsApp exe? Yeah, that's the when I hammered that closed. I want to clear this. No, just clear. Goodbye. All right. So did StreamDeck start? Not yet. There it is. Yep. I don't need to log into Twitch. There's the counter. All right. Looking over here in Task Manager, StreamDeck, lots of web engine processes. Console window host. I think that's me. I think that's where my stuff is. Right? Throw some logging into it. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to end up doing a little bit of. Okay, so it's running. Let's see if we can attach to it now. Attach to process. Where is it? So there's all of those. Let's see if it sees stream. Right, I called this StreamDeck first. StreamDeck first. No. It's got to be in one of those console applications then. And I don't know which one it is. Look at them all. No. Details. That is PID 6580. Come on, show me what's in there. Right? Huh? So if this is us, then I should be able to do it. No symbols have been loaded. I'm not liking the look of that. And then we should be able to trap here and that didn't do anything. I'm pressing the button. That didn't do anything. No. And it's not even right. We didn't see my application there at all. Yeah, the console Windows host isn't us. No. Oops, wrong one. Detach everything. Look at the modules in VS. No. I don't think it's launching properly. Right? This is all coming out of the manifest. I don't think it actually launched properly. Right, if we try running, that's a good question. Let's do that. Right, we're over in this folder. Bet you didn't know you could do that. Let's see here. So if I run StreamDeck first, put the music back on. Right, unable to connect to the remote server. Right, because I didn't pass in any of the arguments. It doesn't know what it's going to be connecting to. So let's do console.writeLine. Attempting to connect to attempting to connect to port. Let's just start with that. And the syntax that we're seeing at push. No, where is it? Registration. Dash port and then some port. Dash port 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so look at that. Unrecognized command or argument 1, 2, 3, 4. So even though it's passing that, it's not capturing it and turning it into right? Let's see if that... Do we need the option argument on every property? We might. It might not be passing through and capturing it properly. In the file, there's a what? In the file tab, open in PowerShell. Over here. Yeah, there you go. Let's try this. No, still doesn't like it. Dashport 1, 2, 3, 4, unrecognized. It doesn't see it. No. We just did that rebuild. It's not the same version. I'm not getting the same exe coming out. .dll. No. And if I do -- help, right? So dash port. Okay, hang on. So it's dash port is what it's passing. So let's make this short name. Deck is misspelled? Where? It's a capital E. No big deal. Okay. Yeah, I know it's not going to connect. Didn't it do the publish? Succeeded. Dash port. That's it. Now, shouldn't I be able to do that with that? Yeah, that worked. Okay. Moving on. So, what we're seeing is that we need those options with the correct short names. Because it's not picking it up. Coming back over here so we can have these next to each other. Short name is plugin UUID. And this will be register event. Feels weird like that, but using the template, well, I don't need to support somebody else. I'm only supporting the Stream Deck calling this. Nobody should be calling this outside of it. Get that done. That works. Okay. So it's published over there. That executes properly. Let's take a look at the command line. Stream Deck. Okay, so let's kill that. Get it to reload. Let's see how it goes. Hey, Gareth. Hello, hello. Could I run it in the debugger? I'd love to. But the debugger will not give me an exe. I would have to pass .NET into it. Pass the .NET command line into it. Not terrible. Let's see. Stream Deck isn't here yet.
Working on a Stream Deck. Despite building something similar, I've never had a look at a real one, nor the software, APIs.
Well, welcome, Gareth. Thanks so much for that kind subscription. 5 months in a row. Fantastic. And we'll match and make a donation to Girl Develop It. There it is! Oh, no. Oh, wait. Gone. All right, let's see if Event Viewer has anything. Yes, I bet there's new events available. Windows error reporting, application error, .NET runtime. Yahtzee. WebSocket is in an invalid state. Close received for this. Valid states are open or close sent. Okay, Windows error reporting, app crash. That's me. Terminated due to unhandled. WebSocket in an invalid state. We're almost there. We're almost there, team. Program CS line 78. Down here. For socket receive buffer. So the socket isn't open. So we should probably check to make sure that, like it's saying here, that it's open. But it was told to close. Yeah, we're going to want a log file here. Could we put .NET Stream Deck first in the manifest, maybe? Maybe. If we did that, let's try that with the manifest, just to see if we can get it to work. .NET Stream Deck first, and then I don't need the exe on the end. DLL, I think. Okay, so the problem over here is we need to make sure in the loop here that the socket is open. If the socket isn't open, we shouldn't be interacting with it. I think... Yeah, I'm going to need to get going here in just a few minutes. Let's think this through. Let's think this through. I don't even want to restart the sound yet. So it tried to connect, and then it sent the registration, and then it closed. It was sent information to close. It executes the binary written in the manifest using .NET. So, yeah, that's a command line with a argument passed out. So it runs it. We're trying to do the registration. Yeah, I'm going to need to set up a little bit of logging here that goes to the Windows event log so we can see what's going on. But I think we're really close. Yeah, oh man. We saw the plugin running, so something might be wrong in the WebSocket handling. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Don't leave now so close. I know. It wasn't being forced closed, right? The error that we're receiving was the WebSocket received a close received state. So let's look at client WebSocket, right? When we're working with the WebSocket directly, client WebSocket example. Find some examples. Make sure we're using this right. Connect async. Okay. New array segment. Using the cancellation token source. Receive async. So the issue is we immediately got a request that said close. Right? So task factory start new. While true, WebSocket receive result equals socket receive async into the buffer. And it goes and grabs the content. But we received some information from across the socket that said cancel, close. Right, according to the log here, WebSocket was marked as, oh, that's better. Was marked as close received. It was instructed close the socket. Now, this is marking end of message true for each one of these. So I think I should do that. And I should probably do that as well. Let's try publishing one more time. Take the StreamDeck app, close that. All right. Was this in a disposing event? No. No. I think we sent too much information and it never and it got a little annoyed with us. I'm going to pin this to the taskbar just so I can start it easier. And I'm going to turn off automatically hide because I'm popping that open so often. Yeah, didn't start right away. Or it's still starting up. Here we go. Come on. There we go. Oh, that's different. Okay. Is it still running? StreamDeck 7. No, it's closed. It dumped out on us. Yeah, I've got a triangle that pops up. So that didn't work. Connect async. I don't think that should be true. I think that should be false. Let me go back to Event Viewer. Let's refresh and see what's going on here. Application error. .NET runtime. No, that's from last time. It didn't happen this time. It didn't actually get there, it looks like.
Listen.
What do we got here? What did Hugo have? I'm sorry. Did I revert the change in manifest? Oh. You're right. Thank you. Good use of the attention. Thank you so much. Good call. Republish. I closed that, but it's still over here. All right. Publish succeeded. Fire. The plugin is not found because the .NET, yeah. All right, so we know that the .NET indirection doesn't work. So there it found that. Okay. Gone. It's no longer here. And there's that close received. Okay. So let me go back and revert where I put true here. Do this. Publish it again. Quit. And restart. Yeah, I should do a debugger. I should try and get the debugger attached. You're saying do a console read line. But I don't have any place to attach the debugger. Oh, look who's here. Brady made it. Right? So when this is launching, I could have it wait indefinitely. And then when I attach, run it across, right? I could just make it stop. Console read line. I like the while not debugger debugger dot is attached thread dot sleep 100. Let's do that. And then we should be able to get attached to it and see what's going on. So let's republish. Yes. How's it going, Brady? Yes. Thread sleep. It makes me feel good. Okay, good. Let's restart that. Did we see it start? Yep, there it is. It's starting. Nope. It's. There's that. There's that. No. Down in here. There it is. All right. So the debugger's attached. Yes. All right. So I have a port. Do I have a port? What's the port that you want me to connect on? 28196. Oh my gosh. Brilliant work, folks. Short version of Azure Table Storage versus SQL Relational Database. I'm going to have to come back to you on that. So let's try and get the connection. So state is still open. Good. Send the registration. So the socket is still open. Good. All right, so the socket at this point is still open. And we're in an await trying to... So if I just let that go... Okay. All right. I'm going to press the counter button now. Okay, it's not crashing. Is it actually getting down into here? Poetic Android, thank you so much for that kind 100 bits. I'll record that as a little bit of cheer graffiti here, and we'll match and make a donation to Black Girls Code. Thank you so much for that kind cheer. I'm not getting into my set title, all right, as I press the button. So am I getting... Well, no, it's not, because I never call it here. Payload. So there's a first problem. So nothing came out. There is no JSON string there. So when there is something, I want to actually do something there, right? When the payload... Yeah, okay, hang on. We're on to something here. So it was the event dictionary, and we're going to look for the key, which is going to be payload action, and then we're going to invoke, pass in the payload object, which is this. Oh yeah, I'm feeling good about this now. Try this again, republish. And I'm going to need to shut down the Stream Deck. Oh my gosh, we've gotten so far here. This is awesome stuff. Thank you so much, everybody who's been joining me here today. Oh, thank you, Hugo. I forgot to add the cheer. Let's do that real quick. That was line 84. Good call. Good call. There we go. Thanks so much. No, it's not active. I don't have it on right now. Okay. So let's restart this. Where is it? Attach. Attach to process. Close that. Come on, show me the new one. The Mike Jolly, thanks so much for the subscription. I appreciate you joining us. And I'll make a matching donation to Black Girls Code. We'll, ooh. I'm attached. It's not doing anything. Attached to process. Right? Stream Deck first. I'm attached. So, oh, you know what? I modified the code. Rats. Republish. Yes, go. Let's see. Message got across one way or another. It got here. Yeah. Is it cool if we bump you off to stream the ASP.NET community? Yes, go ahead. I'll be signing off here in just a few seconds anyway. A few seconds, in a few minutes. I'm almost done. And actually, I'm just hosting over there. I'm not broadcasting directly on it, Golnaz. You're fine to bump me. Brochacho? Brochacho. That's a thing? Almost there. Here we go. Republished. Relaunch. That's her thing. Ah. Yes. On the Visual Studio Twitch channel, let's do a shout out for them. The ASP.NET community stand-up will be over there. There we go. There's my doodad thingy. Doodad thingy. No. Alt-D. Attached to process is P. There it is. Attach. Go, go, go. All right. I think these are working. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. All right, now we're talking. On execute async. Program. Line 29. No, that's not it. Line 90. Where are we at? That right there. So if payload action was nothing. Yeah. If string is null or empty, payload dot action, and I put a big old knot around that. Kasukin, thank you so much for that subscription. What'd you do? We'll start at 10:30 a.m. because Damien's stuck in traffic. Oh man. I know that traffic in Seattle and the Redmond area. All right, so republish. Yeah, there's going to have to be a way for us to figure out this. I tried doing payload.action. Like Philly isn't worse. Oh, it's bad. It's certainly bad. So let's restart the app. All right. Attach to process. Oh, Control-Alt-P will do it. There you go. And what? Not set to an instance of an object on 90. I thought we just... Oh, so payload... Okay, hang on. The JSON string is what I need to check. String. There we go. Let's move this down in here so we don't try and deserialize something that doesn't exist. Let's put a breakpoint there. No, let's put a breakpoint there. Not even. Here. Yeah. All right. Shut down the Stream Deck one more time. And republish. Yep, go. Good. Restart. I'm feeling good about this. There it is. All right. Press the button. No, I'm not hitting it. We are really, really close here, but it is... JSON string is empty. Yeah, when I push the button, I'm not getting the event. Is the buffer empty? Yes, the buffer is empty. Yeah, I'm going to need to come back to this. I actually have a meeting I need to get to. We are so close to getting this working. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the music. I'm going to play my music, not that music. Bad music. Yeah, let's do that. All right. We've gotten somewhere pretty impressive here. We've got the Stream Deck starting up our application and getting ready to connect to it. Let's put a GitHub repository out there so that you can get to our source code for this and start interacting with it, because I think for a .NET project that's able to listen and interact with this is a pretty cool thing. And I think we started to set a little bit of direction for how we can interact with this and make a real set of tooling for .NET folks to be able to extend and work with the Stream Deck ecosystem. That's right, Kevin. At least it didn't crash. Thank you so much for that kind cheer. Let's add you to the list here. Cheered 200. Put that on. Don't want those just yet. Let's finish creating this repository. I'm going to initialize. Put this down. Nope. All right. Git init. Git remote add. Origin. There we go. Git pull origin master. Got it locally. Brady, thanks so much for that subscription. Let's add all the chalupas in here. First attempt on stream. Not quite working yet. And I will sign my commit. There we go. And let's push it up. There we go. All right. And we should have some source code here now. Fantastic. All right. So we've learned a lot. We've got this up and running. We can now start interacting with it, but we aren't quite there. We need to check into some of our socket work here. I'm going to do a little bit of research and make sure I have that working properly. As always, this video will be available later today on YouTube. I hope you check it out then. I'll be back on Thursday, and my guest will be Dave Glick, who runs Discover.net, and we'll talk to him about that application. I hope to see you then. Take care.